Hello there, my name is Shaq. Recently, the Guardian newspaper wrote to the DVSA under the Freedom of Information Act. According to the data that they received back, women and ethnic minority groups have a much lower chance of passing the driving test compared to white men. Now, I've put down a link in the text below where you can read the Guardian newspaper story and you can compare the differences, the pass rate differences for your local driving test centre. The Guardian newspaper believes that this huge difference may be down to examiners being unconsciously biased. Now, I don't know about test centres all over the country, but I can speak confidently about my local driving test centre, Slough. It has an Asian pass rate of 39.4%, while it has a white pass rate of 59%. So, why the huge difference? I've been teaching in this area for the past, over the past 30 years. I've never come across either a racist or a sexist driving examiner. Now, when I teach someone who was born and brought up in this country, they tend to take the lessons that are set by the DVSA. The DVSA recommend that the average person takes between 40 to 50 hours. So those people, they do take the required number of lessons. However, when I teach an Asian person who has recently come from abroad, they tend to think that they can pass their driving test in 10 hours. I don't know where they get the magic figure from, but most of them think 10 hours is more than enough. Some people who have licenses abroad, they come and they think that they can pass the UK driving test without taking any professional driving lessons whatever so. Some countries, for example like France, they have a set number of minimum lessons. However, here in the UK, there is no minimum driving lessons required to take a driving test. You can take a driving test in this country without even having learned to drive. And a lot of these international drivers, they do precisely that. They take a driving test without actually learning to drive in this country. I think that is one of the main reasons why the pass rate at Slough Driving Test Centre is much lower for Asians compared to white males. Okay, so why the difference between the female pass rate and the male pass rate? Once again, I'm going to speak from my personal experience. Now, I think women naturally tend to take less risks than men. Overall, they are safer. Hence, their insurance is usually cheaper. When I teach a male person for the first time, there's a high possibility that they have driven before, whether with friends, relatives, or even in a car park. However, when I get a female pupil, because most females prefer not to take risks, they prefer the added safety of dual controls. And most females I teach have not practiced in a private car. So because the male drivers practice privately, they have more confidence and hence they pass the driving test quicker. As I said earlier in this video, I do not know about other driving test centres. So I would love to hear your stories. If you have any stories regarding a biased examiner, or even if you have a story regarding a particular examiner who's gone out of his way to make you feel comfortable, I'd like to hear it. So please comment. We would love to hear your comments. Once we have enough comments, we'll make another video on the subject. Thank you for watching.